Is India preparing for a surgical strike in Bangladesh? Welcome to The Real Story. A critical question looms over South Asia today. After Bangladesh deploys Turkish drones near the Indian border, is India preparing for a surgical strike? The escalating tensions between these two neighbors have reached a new high, with troubling developments sparking national and international concern. Let's dive deep into this unfolding story. Reports suggest that Bangladesh has deployed Turkish-made Bayraktar TB-2 drones near the Indian border. These drones are primarily used for intelligence gathering, surveillance, and light strike missions. Out of the 12 drones acquired by Bangladesh, 6 are currently operational. While Dhaka claims this deployment is purely for defensive purposes, their strategic positioning near sensitive Indian territories has raised significant alarms. But the issue extends beyond drones. Bangladesh has reportedly taken steps to obstruct the construction of a temple in Assam, an action that has drawn sharp criticism. Furthermore, Dhaka has unilaterally severed its internet sharing agreement with India, affecting communication in the northeastern states. Shockingly, Bangladesh has also laid claim to certain territories in Bihar and Assam. These moves have only deepened political tensions and strained the relationship between the two nations. Adding to the turmoil, reports of atrocities against Hindus in Bangladesh are on the rise under the leadership of its caretaker, President Muhammad Yunus. Temples are being attacked, and the Hindu minority is being systematically displaced. This has triggered widespread protests in India, with citizens expressing outrage against the Bangladeshi regime. Calls for retaliatory action, including surgical strikes, are growing louder by the day. In response to these provocations, India has ramped up border vigilance. The Indian Army is closely monitoring the situation and has deployed advanced drones like the Heron TP in sensitive areas to counter potential threats. Intelligence sharing networks have been strengthened, and the military is prepared to take decisive action if necessary. The deployment of Bayraktar TB-2 drones, combined with Bangladesh's aggressive posturing, is a direct challenge to India's sovereignty and regional stability. India's response must balance diplomatic restraint with military preparedness to ensure national security is safeguarded.
I emphasized that India desires a positive, constructive, and mutually beneficial relationship with Bangladesh. We have always seen in the past, and we continue to see in the future, this relationship as a people-centric and people-oriented relationship, one that has the benefit of all the people as its central motivational force. This is reflected on a daily basis in the development projects that have been executed on the ground in Bangladesh and that continue to be developed. It is also reflected in the mutually beneficial engagement we have on a whole set of issues ranging from trade, commerce, connectivity, power, water and energy, and development cooperation, consular cooperation and cultural cooperation. There is no reason why this mutually beneficial cooperation should not continue to deliver in the interests of both our peoples. And to that end, therefore, I have underlined today India's desire to work closely with the interim government of Bangladesh authorities. At the same time, we also had the opportunity to discuss certain recent developments and issues, and I conveyed our concerns, including those related to the safety and welfare of minorities. We also discussed some regrettable incidents of attacks on cultural, religious, and diplomatic properties. We expect overall a constructive approach on all these issues by the Bangladesh authorities, and we look forward to moving the relationship forward in a positive, forward-looking, and constructive direction.
Sheikh Hasina, the exiled former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, has fiercely criticized Muhammad Yunus's caretaker administration. She has condemned the actions against Hindus and warned that these aggressive policies could backfire, destabilizing the region further. So the big question remains, what will India's next move be? While India has historically maintained strong ties with Bangladesh, the recent provocations have pushed relations to the brink. With calls for surgical strikes growing louder, the Indian government faces a critical decision that could redefine its relationship with its eastern neighbor. Stay tuned to The Real Story for all the latest updates on this developing situation. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.